Hey guys, Marstinkin here, bringing you a Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video, and so today we are going to be talking about the potential next Dokkan Fest exclusive that will be releasing on the game very soon. I made this post yesterday to get some feedback from you guys. As you can see, it says the next Dokkan Fest should be announced in the next few days. Who do you most want to see? And the reason why we feel like we're going to see this in the next couple of days, right, is last year we saw the next Dokkan Fest after Golden Week come out on the 30th of May. This year we do have maintenance on the 29th, so everything seems perfectly set for that maintenance to include data download and then for the new character to drop on the 30th. I thought it might be the 29th as content's been coming out on a Thursday a lot recently, but the maintenance on Global will actually be going on during the time that the banner would go live if it was going to come out on Thursday. So that pretty much kind of rules out Thursday being the release for the unit, right? Because they haven't done for a very long time now maintenance that kind of overlaps when something should be coming out, and therefore the banner would end up coming out like 3 hours later, because I believe the maintenance runs until about 3 hours after a banner would usually drop, right? So I think it might be 2. But either way, that means that if we're looking at the release being on Friday, we could see a Twitter reveal as early as Tuesday or Wednesday. So very soon, beginning of next week, we should have an idea of what is coming up next. So I put this thread out there to see what people said. We can discuss some ideas here. I put a GIF of Baby, because I know that is one of the most highly anticipated Dokkan Fests, or at least, you know, new character that we're waiting for. Baby is on a lot of extreme teams and could have a very good leader skill. Cell, obviously, having like his weird tournament participants lead and everything, wasn't really the extreme 220 lead that we wanted. So we really do need a good 220 lead for this new leader skill meta for extreme characters, and Baby I think would definitely be a very good candidate for that. So let's jump in and see what people said. Obviously, if you didn't see this thread, or maybe you've replied to it, you know, after I did the recording, so you don't see your post come up here, do let me know down below in the comment section of the video, who do you want to see as the next Dokkan Fest. And make sure you hit that like, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. A bunch of people have been saying they've been unsubscribed randomly by YouTube in the last couple of weeks, so do hit that subscribe button and double check you are still subscribed. So we've got Vector says, anyone from the TOP, the less hype the better. Want to stockpile stones for Global Dokkan campaign, and they can put the arc to rest for 2 years minimum. Vector is a known Tournament of Power hater. I mean, I'm not a huge fan either particularly, but I think considering we just literally got a bunch of tournament participant buffs into like reps of Universe 7 and Universe 6 for this like Golden Week, I feel like we're probably not going to see anything Tournament of Power related anymore. But I get this, a lot of people will probably have this same sentiment, right, that realistically we want it to be something that is not super hype, because people don't want to be tempted to summon before the Global Dokkan campaign. Because I will say, even now, right, like the Global Dokkan campaign coming up in July, as we know it's going to be an anniversary level celebration, that's essentially what you want to be saving your stones for. So whoever this next Dokkan Fest is, if you're someone who is a free-to-play or low-spending player, you probably shouldn't be summoning on the banner anyway. But that's not the point of the thread, right? In an ideal world where we could summon for whatever, who do we want to see, right? So Truth replied, Easy A Margin Vegeta coming up will need a Trunks. So yeah, the Saiyan Day Margin Vegeta will be due an Easy A sometime soon, and that is a very good point, that really at the moment there are no meta relevant Trunks allies that we could run with him in order to fulfill that intro thing and his passive, right? So a new Trunks would definitely be very good. A future Trunks from the post like Cell Saga, right, where he returns to his timeline and just destroys the androids, would definitely be a very cool new version of Trunks to have in the game. So definitely support the future Trunks agenda here, especially considering like the last proper Dokkan Fest Trunks we got was the Tech Super Trunks, who was pretty much an all-round disappointment. We haven't had a new like premium Trunks unit for a while. Sword of Hope Trunks from the Worldwide Celebration 2023 wasn't that great. So yeah, new Trunks would definitely be very, very good. Prof, a new standalone Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta would be much appreciated. The last one was during the 4th anniversary. Damn, that is true. I'd also be totally fine with Dokkan Fest Krillin, because he doesn't even have a Dokkan Fest yet. Yeah, true. Krillin is one of those unsung, like undeserving or deserving heroes of like Dokkan. Like Yamcha has a Dokkan Fest. Krillin, you know, Goku's best friend since early Dragon Ball, doesn't have a Dokkan Fest exclusive. Obviously, like a lot of the human Z fighters and stuff, right, doesn't really do much in the later parts of the series. But, you know, I think if anyone from the Z fighters deserves a Dokkan Fest, it should be Krillin. That would be cool. But yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is definitely an idea I could get behind. Especially when you think about the fact that hopefully very soon we'll be getting some Daima stuff, and we'll get like the Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku. In Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's EZA is not going to be too far around the corner. So with a new Super Saiyan 4 Goku, a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta EZA, then a new Dokkan Fest or just a new Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta would obviously be very good to go with those new units. Because obviously we're not going to get one from Daima, because it doesn't happen for Vegeta in Daima. So a new GT, like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, would be something nice to go along with that. So I think that would be a very good idea. I've been wanting a new standalone Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta for quite some time, so we'll see. Minato, actually I'm guessing a transforming second to third form Frieza. Neither transformations are in the game. That is a very good point. That could be kind of cool. It'd be an interesting unit for sure, right? Second to third form. Because I know a lot of people, it's been a thing for a while now, right? People disappointed that we still have no proper Dokkan Fest final form Frieza. But I think this would certainly be an interesting way to do a Dokkan Fest Frieza. Second form into third form would be pretty cool. But yeah, Frieza would definitely be a good one. Frieza's another character that's on a lot of categories and could make for a good extreme leader. So I definitely would support this idea. Mega Nice, the single summon menace, of course, with a troll, the Para brothers. I mean, man, their EZA for like the April Fool's thing was so bad. I think I actually didn't even do a video on it. So we've got Zed with a couple here, Raccoon, Baby, Garlic Jr., and then last one is Ku and Do. Yeah, that would be interesting, because I think, as I said in my video the other day, I do very much think that the Global Dokkan campaign is going to be Daima related. So I'm not sure I mean, they have done it a few times now, but I don't think they would necessarily do like a Daima Dokkan Fest exclusive then into like a Daima themed like big celebration. It's not necessarily impossible, but obviously if Daima is going to be a part of the global download, global Dokkan campaign, which we know is big, I feel like they'd probably save the characters for that, right? Because there's not a huge amount of options of characters for Daima for a big celebration. But any of these could be interesting. Raccoon is probably the main Ginyu Force member outside of Captain Ginyu himself, right? That is probably worthy of a Dokkan Fest, I think. So I think that could be kind of cool. I think the only problem with a Raccoon Dokkan Fest is with the categories that he's on, and how Namek Saga and like Ginyu Force and stuff aren't really relevant teams anymore. Just him being a, you know, the May to June like filler Dokkan Fest, it's just going to be him and a banner unit. I don't know how well that would gel with the teams that we have, right? Minato, oh, okay, yeah, so Minato put an earlier one, because then put actually Frieza, right? On DP Legends Complete Success, it's him, Tapion. I mean, shout out to our boy Bringer Down. A lot of you guys will know him, one of the mods in my chat, but also a lot of other Dokkan chats. Like if you're in I want to say almost any Dokkan live stream, you'll potentially see Bringer Down there. Huge Tapion fan. I do think Tapion deserves a Dokkan Fest. Minato and I actually did a video at the beginning of the year going over our predictions for who all of the Dokkan Fests would be. And I think both of us put Tapion in there somewhere. It's like a filler Dokkan Fest. He definitely could be good. Obviously we need the EZA for the LR, Tapion and Minosha. So I think that would be pretty cool. Obviously, he's not on a ton of categories, but he's on a decent amount. Movie heroes, obviously, things like time travelers. Like he could have a good combo of leader skills for some interesting characters. So I think a Dokkan Fest Tapion would be cool. Another one that could transform into Tapion, I think, is probably the ideal one, especially if, you know, unlike the existing one where it's HP based, if you make it an active skill transformation, then obviously he could fulfill that role. He could be one of those characters that has, the giant form active that you can use tactically to block like a boss super attack and stuff. So I think that could be very, very cool for a Tapion. We have Celtic Link. Just say, yeah, a big Trunks fan. No surprise that it's a Trunks, the same like the future Trunks post androids. Just thinking about the yesterday would be perfect excuse to easy A the tech droids or LR future Gohan and Trunks. Absolutely, those two units, the tech androids and AGL LR future Gohan and Trunks, are both units that are probably due an easy A sometime soon. So another good reason for Trunks to be the Dokkan Fest, sets up nicely for those easy A's. So I definitely think that could be very good. Like I said, I'm on board for the Trunks, a new Trunks, especially a future Trunks, because we talked about that in future Gohan World Tournament card. Got a really good easy A with this last batch of World Tournament easy A's, but he really needs a future Trunks on the team with him to be good. And as we already said when talking about Truce Reply and the Martian Vegeta, there isn't really a particularly good meta relevant like Trunks at the moment. So having a new one come out I think would definitely be very, very good. Then we have Nimgati says, any Saiyan Raw, Universe 7, DB Saga or Super Saiyan 3 character. Those teams need help ASAP. I mean, I'm a big fan of Super Saiyan 3, obviously Saiyan Raw, could be Super Saiyan 4. Universe 7, I think, no, right? We just had the Goku. Obviously, that didn't do a lot to buff reps of Universe 7, that one unit that isn't particularly good. And, of course, the Piccolo Banner unit that isn't particularly good either. But like I was saying, I don't think we're going to go back-to-back tournament participants stuff. DB Saga was for Saiyan Day, kind of didn't get a huge amount of buffs. So I think whilst it would be useful for that team to get buffed a bit more, I don't see that happening in this time slot. Saiyan Raw, definitely, whether it's a Super Saiyan 4 or even a Great Ape character. Imagine, like, I guess this is something that we've seen, like a banner unit for him, or like a filler unit for him, like the normal general SSR pool. But what about like a giant ape Bardock? Like a transforming giant ape Bardock. That would be interesting. You could finally give a 220% lead for the free-to-play LR Bardock, which would be very cool, because that unit is still very good. Really want to see him on a 220 lead. And then, yeah, giant ape power will be relevant for the diamond stuff coming out. And then, yeah, him having an active skill to transform into the giant ape, as we just said with Tapion, is an ability that can be very useful tactically for tough like fights. So I think that would be pretty cool. Jace the Ace, it's time for a new transforming Garlic Jr. I mean, yeah, we literally got this guy as the SSR, and then his TUR was the big buff like Garlic Jr. So a new Garlic Jr. would be cool, especially if he was a transforming one. Then obviously they can easy A the existing Int one, who has the potential to be a very, very good unit on a lot of teams, because he's a big bad boss's character that is just straight up giving extreme allies support. So that Int Garlic Jr. with a good easy A would end up being like an auto include on a bunch of extreme teams. So new Garlic Jr. would be cool. I think the transforming one definitely is the best way to go, because then you have him link up with the other one. I think that would be pretty cool. He's on a lot of categories as well. He's transforming, so he'd be on Transformation Boost, which is a good category. So yeah, I think this guy could make very good for an extreme. Someone like him or Baby, with the amount of categories they have, right, would be something that will be really beneficial for extreme teams. So I definitely would be down for that. Akio Shin, he deserves a Dokkan Fest. This is so true. I've been saying this for ages now, right? God Vegeta, like I would love to see like a Wrathful Broly and God Vegeta dual Dokkan Fest or something like that, right? Because we need a new Wrathful Broly for sure. I don't know if anyone will have mentioned him here, but Wrathful Broly is another great option, I think. But yeah, God Vegeta, he literally has one banner unit, and it's not very good. It wasn't great on release, and then when they got their Easy A's, they made the God Goku Easy A super good. Like at that point, especially because we had so many movie boss or Pure Saiyan like fights, he was just like a go-to tank for like the endgame content. And Vegeta's Easy A was just very, very disappointing. So yeah, absolutely, a new God Vegeta, give him the transformation like as his intro, right, where he's flying up into the air and transforms into God. I think this would be super, super good. We don't need him to be Super Saiyan and then transform, right? Because there are no other God Vegetas we could use. So it's a uniquely named character for some of these teams. So yeah, I think a God Vegeta Dokkan Fest would be very, very cool indeed. Beefy Leben, I think we're due for a proper transforming baby. Yep, target Goku, GT bosses, artificial life forms. I mean, GT bosses will probably be in there somewhere, which is kind of funny because GT bosses as a category is absolutely in the mud. It's one of those categories that's in such a poor shape. Like we talked about a lot with the Universe 6 team, right? Where it's like you can't just bring out one new unit and then the team is suddenly good. So I don't think GT Bosses being part of his like leader skill is probably a good idea, because that team will still absolutely suck, even if Baby's really good and has a really good banner unit. That, yeah, I don't think that works well for GT Bosses. But like, again, with all the other categories he's on, he definitely would be a good one. I want a Zamasu that exchanges into Goku's body. That's quite interesting. Could Super Easy A LR Zamasu Goku yet from the anniversary? We know that they're going to do Super Easy A's for free-to-play LRs. He was the first LR, like the anniversary, that new archetype where we got an LR that then got an Easy A for the anniversary as part of the 5th year. So they could do that. That would be very interesting. Others that come to mind are Android 15 with an Easy A for LR Super 17. Android 15? Isn't that those are the minions of like 13, right? I don't know if they meant to put 15, maybe 13, I don't know. Also a Kid Trunks from World of a Unit Super and Dokkan Original / Rich, with which he'd have killed Harudagan in the style of the Frieza kill. You know what would be really cool, actually? I think it's from... Is it from Heroes or is it in Xenoverse? Like the adult Future Trunks and Tapion, like team up, like card. That would be awesome. They'd have to be like a Time Traveler's lead, I guess. And of course, it would be better, as we all know now, with the new mechanic then being reversible exchange, so they could have all the categories. But that'd be something that would be really cool. Ultra says, I think it's a villain up next, hoping for Super Baby to line up with the Super 17 Easy A and Tech 17 Easy A. If not that, then a movie's character. Yeah, movie heroes is a category that's always going to get buffed, or movie bosses potentially. But yeah, that's Baby and then the Super 17 Easy A would be pretty nice. And the Tech 17, does it mean Tech 17 and 18? Because they're up for one very soon as well. I mean, that could work very well. Chili, considering I'm still expecting Orange Piccolo next month, something that might tie into Powerful Comeback or Power of Wishes. Yeah, another God Goku. I mean, we haven't had a God Goku since Saiyan Day, 2023? And obviously when he came out, it was the best TUR in the game. Super fun, super good for quite a while. A new God Goku would definitely be pretty cool. Orange Piccolo next month, so expecting Orange Piccolo was part of the Global Dokkan campaign. I hope we get a standalone Orange Piccolo soon. It's been some time since we've had superhero stuff, but yeah, a standalone Orange Piccolo, and then they could tie in like the Gamma 1 and 2 Easy A's or something like that. That would be pretty cool. Hey, another Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Him because of the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta Easy A and then leading into Daima for huge... Yeah, this is exactly what I said, right? Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta Easy A leading into Daima Global Dokkan campaign for more Giant 8 power buffs. So yeah, standalone Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta as the Dokkan Fest here I think would be very good for that exact reason, right? Get some more Giant 8 power buffs out there ready for the Daima stuff. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta Easy A, and then yeah, that Giant 8 power team will be looking pretty good. Then, hey, there's our boy. Bring it down. Yeah, my goat needs his Dokkan Fest. Tapion. Like I said, I'm down with it. I think it could be a good idea. DBZ boy says one of these four. So we've got what? Another Super Vegeta, Future Trunks, Garlic Jr. Not sure what's the third one. Oh, Golden Frieza. Okay. Yeah, new Golden Frieza could be interesting because the LR is like the latest one, and he's pretty outdated at this point. So yeah, new Golden Frieza could be interesting. We need the the physical Frieza that transforms into Angel Golden Frieza. He needs his Easy A. He's one of the oldest TURs without one, so that could tie in with that. Golden Friezas, of course, usually have the archetype of being really, really good tanks, so that would obviously be very helpful for a lot of teams. Some of the tougher events, like really like struggling for some of these teams, really struggling for slot ones for these tough events. So that's pretty good. Martrez says, need something less hype since the worldwide is the new global anniversary. Garlic Jr. is my pick with that long-awaited Kid Gohan Easy A. Yeah, that's true. The Garlic Jr. We already talked about Garlic Jr. and like the Int Garlic Jr. But yeah, the AGL Kid Gohan that came out at the same time. He has the potential to be really good with an Easy A, right? A stacker with an active skill that heals. He certainly could be very, very good. I'd imagine a standalone Piccolo with a standby into Goku. That could be interesting. Although I'm guessing, I know this is it's just a special beam cannon like GIF, but exchange into Goku, was it supposed to be from the Raditz fight? Because I guess we wouldn't have the special beam cannon in that case. But yeah, that could be interesting because we know we're waiting on the Int Goku and Piccolo Easy A, so that could work quite well with something like this. Need more reps of Universe 7 buffs. Yeah, and MVP 17 was who I was expecting for like one of the things for the Part 2 LR, either for Cell or the... well, it was mainly for Cell. I didn't think it would probably be the Part 2 LR for Golden Week, but a new MVP 17 could be pretty cool. Give him like a unit super with a Goku or Frieza. But yeah, that would be good. Super Baby 2 needs a new unit, yeah. I hope it's Super Baby 2. Tag future androids. Yeah, the tag future androids, because obviously we don't have a reversible exchange like Dokkan Fest TUR yet. But as we've already said, right, the tech androids getting an easy A would be good. So if you have a unit that is essentially the same unit, but with the tag mechanic instead of the being a joined forces character, they're essentially going to end up sharing like all links. And so then if that tech android's easy A is really good, like that rotation immediately becomes like a top tier rotation in the game, as long as this unit is obviously a good slot 1 tank. Because there's not, with the archetype that the tech androids have, it's very unlikely they would get an easy A that makes them a godly slot 1 tank. But yeah, this would be very, very cool. Tech androids easy A and a new reversible exchange 17 and 18 would be cool. Another one on board for the Dokkan Fest baby, you love to see it. Got our boy Drace, another baby. So yeah, it's based on the easy A's, right? So baby for, I guess Gogeta could be tied in with baby because he is GT at least. LR Super 17 or Pan, I guess Tech Pan. Tapion for the LR, yeah, Tapion and Minosha. Drace and Bringer love going back and forth in the chat about Tapion versus Universe 6 agenda. 17 and 18 for the tech androids, and then Nappa for the Chad. Yeah, so Nappa, imagine a Dokkan Fest Nappa, and then in that celebration we get the physical Raditz easy A. That would be kind of funny. I think is it a bit early for physical Raditz based on the other characters that don't have theirs yet? I don't know. I'm still one of those people. I'm on board. I want physical Raditz easy A to be super, super good to make up for his horrible release. But, I mean, yeah, that could be interesting. Dokkan Fest Nappa, as long as he's really good. Because, I mean, he is a pure Saiyan. So, obviously, he'll be on teams like Terrifying Conquerors and stuff like that. But he'll be on the pure Saiyans team. So, that could be really good. And then a Raditz easy A. Ultra says Ku and Do. Yeah, again, I think Daima is going to be Global Dokkan Campaign. Kid Buu. Could you imagine if we got a new Dokkan Fest Kid Buu? That would just be yet another nail in the coffin of like we're just never getting LR Kid Buu, right? Like that would be pretty funny. Gothkua, of course. Gokua. I mean, I don't think we'll ever see a Dokkan Fest Gokua. Maybe a new Bojack. A standalone full power Bojack would be good. Because then we could have a Gokua banner unit and make him good. But then obviously we could get the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan Easy A. If he starts off as full power Bojack, the STR Easy A Bojack could still be usable as well. So that could be pretty cool. Platinum on board for the baby Dokkan Fest as well. Then we got AZQ. Yeah, the tank top, like this Trunks, or this future Trunks, right, from like the post-Cell games, I guess. Definitely a top choice, I think, especially with some of the upcoming Easy A's, like we said, with the Majin Vegeta. We've got that future Gohan. The LR Vegeta and Trunks should probably Easy A this year, so that could be good. Danny Rodriguez and Kaba. I mean, unfortunately, if Kaba didn't get a new unit in this celebration, or even an Easy A for the Int one, probably not going to see that anytime soon. Something or other. Oh yeah, this is a crazy gif of like Super God TN. I mean, a TN Dokkan Fest, I guess maybe, but probably not something I would expect to see. And then we've got Blade of Hope. Yeah, a lot of Easy A's related to Future, so another Future Trunks. So yeah, we've got some pretty good options in here. A lot of ones that you see come up fairly often. A lot of popular picks in here. No one mentioning the full power Bojack, interestingly enough, because I know people want to see that Gohan Easy A. But it's interesting to see a lot of people picking characters based on the Easy A's that they want to come with them, which I think is cool, like very interesting, because obviously that is a big part of these celebrations. So that's definitely an interesting one. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Like I said, if you didn't get a chance to see the thread, or maybe you replied after I'd already recorded, so you don't see your reply here, do go ahead and let me know down below in the comment section who would you like to see as the upcoming Dokkan Fest, and hopefully we will get news of that in the next few days. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.